Hello beautiful people, this is Siren and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different than what I usually post on my channel, so let me know if this is something that you enjoy. Well, let me know by the end of the video, I guess. But anyways, as you could see in the title, I'm going to be doing a collective strawberry full moon and summer solstice reading. Just a few things I want to say before we get into this. I am a tarot reader who does not really do predictions. Predictive readings are not my thing. I try to use tarot and oracle to kinda enhance the self-development and also a little bit of energy support kind of thing. So I kind of try to help the querent out one way or another. So all that to say that please do not expect this reading to be something like, oh, this is gonna happen during this full moon, or this is something that you have to watch out for during the summer solstice. Not at all. I'm not this kind of a reader, so I'm just letting you know before we start so you don't, get disappointed or anything. This is really to help you out during the full moon and during the summer solstice. So yeah, hopefully you can get something nice and helpful out of it, and also chill and relax while you watch the video, I guess. And yeah, basically that was something I wanted to say. That was the important thing. I always try to tell to people that I do not do predictions. So yeah, with that being said, I already put my decks that I'm gonna be using here. So we are going to be using the Santa Muerte Tarot by Fabio Listrani. We are going to be using the Quintessential Thoth by Lennon Smith. Love the deck. We are going to be using Threads of Fate Lumen Edition. Threads of Fate Oracle Lumen Edition. I'm sorry, such a long name for this one. And we are going to be using Messages from Mermaids by Karen K. Sorry, I just quickly checked the name. So make yourself comfortable, grab yourself something nice to drink, grab yourself some water. It's getting really hot in the northern hemisphere, at least in the Central Europe. Don't know where you are, but stay hydrated and just chill out, and let's get into the video. Alright, so we are going to begin with this beautiful deck, the Quintessential Thoth made by Lennon Smith. By the way, I have a full walkthrough of this video. I'm going to link it up here in case you're interested. This is such a gem of a deck. But okay, anyway, not here to talk about the deck so much necessarily. We are here to get a reading. So, one thing I did forget to say in the intro, this spread design is my own. I basically designed the spread, I came up with the questions. Not like it's a big thing, I'm just saying in case you're wondering like whose spread I'm using, mine. So there is that. So without further ado and further rumble, because I can just ramble and ramble and ramble, let's get into it. So we are gonna draw 4 cards from these decks. Each card is going to have a specific role to play, a specific question to answer. So let's begin with the card number 1. The card number 1 is going to tell us which energy or what energy is at its peak at this time. So let's just clear the deck real quick. Take a breath here with me. Breathe the summer solstice in and the full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so let's see what energy is at its peak right now. Okay. And the camera. Now you can see my very unprofessional bridge shuffle here. No, I cannot do the actual bridge shuffle because the cards will just fly all over the place. Okay, so what energy is at its peak? Because we are entering the summer solstice. So it's gonna be this card. Before I flip it, actually, I'm gonna put all the cards here, okay? So I'm gonna continue shuffling, and then we are gonna flip all the cards. So the card number 2 is going to tell us how can we benefit from this energy. So how can we benefit from the energy that is at its peak? Geez, I can't say this phrase apparently, and I am determined to say it a couple of times. Anyway, how can we use it? It's gonna be the card number 2. The card number 3 is going to be what is ready to be released, because we are dealing with the full moon. You know that during the full moon things come to fruition and some things are ready to be let go of. So what is ready to be released is the card number 3, and the card number 4 is going to be how can we release that whatever is ready to be released. Because, you know, sometimes like it's good to know what can be released, but the real deal is, okay, this is gonna be the one. The real deal is how can we actually do that? That's the golden advice in my opinion. So we have the 4 cards here. I'm going to put the deck aside for a moment and we're gonna flip the cards, okay? I'm gonna just leave it, or no, you know what? Let's put it here. So card number 1, what energy is at its peak at this time? I said it right, can you believe that? So, what do we have here? Knight of Cups. Okay, I love this so much. So, Knight of Cups, okay, this is actually the Thoth-based deck, okay? So, if you're familiar with Thoth, you know by now. If not, I'm gonna tell you now real quick. Thoth, in Thoth system, knights are actually kings in Rider-Waite-Smith. I'm actually going to make a close up to this card again. So this would actually be the King of Cups, okay, in a traditional tarot system. So the Knight of Cups, in this case, or the King of Cups, is all about emotional stability and emotional maturity. And I kind of love this because we are entering the Cancer season, which is all about emotions, and also full moon, so emotional, so heavy on everything that has to do with feelings, etc. I'm sorry about the lighting, by the way. So it kind of makes sense that the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, is at its peak. I am so sorry, English isn't my first language, can you tell? Apologies. So basically everything that has to do with emotions. So if you are going through any sort of emotional turmoil, it's because this energy is at play, basically. And you know what? I used to look at this energy in terms of a little bit of like unburdening myself, and this is what I want to call you to do in here. So what I mean by that, if you found yourself struggling in sort of emotional sphere, do not be so harsh on yourself, because as I said, it's Cancer season, it's also full moon, and it's pretty heavy emotionally speaking. Now what the Knight of Cups is all about as well is this kind of control over the emotions, but not like a rigid control, but rather it's about acknowledging your emotions, knowing where to, not like where to place them, but rather where to direct them, but in a very mature way, you know. So this is basically what this season is asking you to do. It's asking you to try to look at things in a more mature way, try to look at your emotions as something that pass through you, and it's not necessarily you. Now I'm telling you this from experience because I'm a water sign myself. Cancer season is actually my season. It's my birthday month, as I mentioned quite a few times. Yeah, I love my birthday, by the way. It's like I love the birthday magic, but I digress. I'm sorry. So where was I? I was trying to say that people often get kind of like, you know, entangled in too many emotions at once. They think that their emotions is them effectively, but it's not true actually. If you acknowledge the emotion that's going through you, you can then sooner let go of it, you know. So acknowledging that emotions are, as the name suggests, is emotion. It's like energy in motion, I believe people say. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for this one, but my point is emotions are constantly moving, okay? They're like water, they're moving. So if you acknowledge that the emotion must move through you, then as I said, you are more ready to let it go later on. But I don't want to go through much into that because we are going to have a card regarding that there. But yeah, I love this card for the start, to see what energy is at play, and I couldn't think of better card to be here in this position. Okay, but let's look at how can we actually benefit from this emotional Maturity. So, wealth, 10 of discs. Okay, 10 of discs in traditional tarot system is 10 of pentacles. And the keyword in the Thoth deck is wealth. Now, 10 of discs or 10 of pentacles is usually about legacy. It's usually about building something that's going to last and being really abundant, you know. So I'd say use this sort of emotional energy and your emotional maturity to maybe make steps in your life that are going to bring you this sort of wealth, this sort of stability in terms of the material realm. Now, I don't really look at the discs or the discs in terms of money. And I know it's probably a little bit weird. You might be thinking, well, but I mean, it's the suit of coins, right? It's all money related. Well, it can be, but I like to look at discs as anything that has to do with your material world and your material body, basically, so your physical body. So I'd say use this kind of this kind of emotional wave, but like this mature emotionality, I'd say, to try to also look after your body in terms of your actual physical body. You know, how can you take care of your body in a way that's going to bring you even more benefits? So you know, or maybe you don't know anyway, but I'm a dancer and I really like to tell people to move their bodies. I just promote movement in general, okay, not just dancing. I always tell people to move, I don't know, workout, walk, do yoga, whatever, just move your body. Your body will thank you, I promise. Of course, if given the fact that you have actually, you know, the healthy physical body and you can move. If you can move, I will always tell you to move. Now, where I'm going with this, I think that 10 of discs, the wealth card, is also about feeling wealthy in terms of your physical body, and I think the movement is actually something that can kind of get you there, because it's gonna make you feel like you have, you know. The thought I'm trying to get to is that people are often saying that they don't move because they're tired, right? But the paradox here is that when you move your body, you actually energize it, and you actually feel like it's like more, you have more energy than when you started, and it's kind of crazy. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to dance or you know, exercise, and then I do, and then I can't stop because I'm like so energized. So I want to say, I'm gonna link these two cards, okay? So whatever things you're going through emotionally, I think that if you bring them into your like physical reality and try to, you know, make wealth, make your body and your physical reality feel wealthy, I think movement is something that can really get you there, and also the movement kind of helps you deal with whatever emotions you have. So that's another thing. But we are speaking about how can we benefit from this sort of energy. So I'd say, again, use these emotions, whatever emotions you have, to move your body and bring this sort of like feeling of wealth into your life. I hope this made sense. Also, I can speak about movement for like hours and hours and hours, and maybe you might think that this is a kind of a weird idea that I came up with, but I'm just going with the intuition and trying to help you here. So, okay, let's go for the card number 3. So what is ready to be released during this full moon? The Lovers. Okay, so I know that the Lovers are usually looked at in this with this like pink lenses. Like people usually think that this is the Lovers card is about actual romantic love. In Thoth deck, not necessarily. Lovers card in the Thoth deck is actually about separation. In terms of acknowledging what things are, you know, like dual and separate, because it is also a Gemini card, so duality is a heavy thing here. So how I would interpret this in this particular position, what is ready to be released, is that sense of duality and separation. Maybe what we might benefit from as a collective during this time is try to let go of that sense of separation, like you are not really separate from all the others, you know, other people. So maybe this would bring us a little bit more empathy, I would say, which would kind of like bounce back into the emotional maturity. So yeah, so basically what I'm saying, we might benefit from trying to let go of that feeling, kind of like egoistic maybe feeling of like, I'm here and all of the other people are over here and I don't care about them, because we are basically two separate things. Maybe this would be something that we might all benefit from letting go a little bit, and maybe try to be a little bit more like community, which is fun for me to say because I'm an introvert and I'm like super, I don't want to say antisocial, but I don't hang out with many people. But yeah, I mean, this is a general advice for the collective, so take what resonates, leave the rest, you know the jazz. But it is something that I will definitely be thinking about after this reading as well. And now let's look at how can we actually do that, because it's easier said than done, right? So how can we do that? Prince of Cups. Okay, I love that we have 2 Cups cards and actually 2 Cups court cards. So Prince of Cups in the Thoth deck, as I mentioned, with the first card, they are the Thoth court cards are named differently. They have different positions in court or whatever. So Prince of Cups is actually Knight of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. So how can we let go of that sense of separation, of that sense of being like a part of others? Basically by bringing more empathy in and trying to put ourselves into other people's shoes. I really love to think about Prince of Cups in this particular way, because Prince of Cups is someone who is just acting on his emotions, he's acting on his empathy, he's someone who doesn't really overthink things, logically speaking, and I just love that we got this for the for this full moon, strawberry full moon, and the summer solstice, and like entering the Cancer season. So basically, yeah, try to put yourself, or not like you, but I mean all of us, okay, again, general reading. I'm sorry if I sometimes say you, I mean us. It just, I don't usually do these videos, so bear with me here. But okay, yeah, so let's try to put ourselves into other people's shoes, you know, let's try to see how they are feeling, what are their stories, let's try to hear other people's emotions, and that way we might bring ourselves more close to each other, bring ourselves together and create a little bit of a better, you know, community, and be a little bit nicer to each other. And I'm gonna cry now. No, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just generally a very emotional person. I just love this. So yeah, so we've got Knight of Cups, 10 of Discs, Wealth, Lovers, and the Prince of Cups. Okay, so this would be the first portion of the spread. So we've been talking about energies at its peak and things to release. And now let's proceed to the second part. So I'm just quickly going to take the Thoth cards away for a moment. And we are gonna continue with the Santa Muerte Tarot by Fabio Listrani, my favorite deck of all times. I have a video only about this deck. I'm linking it up here or there. I'm not sure where it's gonna be shown, but yeah, in case you want to check out and appreciate the deck. So we are again going to draw 4 cards with 4 different questions. So I'm going to do it just like I did with the previous deck. So let's just clear the energy of the deck out a little bit. Let's put a little bit of energy and intention into this. So yeah, just tuning in with the Cancer season, summer solstice, strawberry, full moon, so many things happening at once. Anyway, okay, let's take a breath here and let's go. So for this one, the question number 1 is gonna be, what it's gonna be, let me check. What energy can support us throughout summer? So we are entering summer in the northern hemisphere. By the way, if you're watching me and you're from southern hemisphere, I apologize, but this is about summer solstice, and I know this is winter solstice for you, and I'm gonna try to maybe tailor this a little bit more in the future, because I lived in the southern hemisphere for a while and I know it can be frustrating, right? That witches in the northern hemisphere are like all in the wave and sometimes forgetting the lovely witches from the southern hemisphere. I'm sorry, again, I'm gonna do my best and bring also like readings for you in the future. Let me know if you're, by the way, yeah, let me know if you're watching this and you are actually from southern hemisphere. I would be interested to know. Okay, so what energy can support us throughout summer? So let's see. Okay, this one is like a little bit of a jumper. Okay, the card number 2 is gonna tell us how can we celebrate our achievements, because you also know that summer solstice is like it marks like the half of the year, and it is a celebratory kind of thing. Not only because it's a Sabbath, but I mean the summer in general. I just love like celebration kind of thing. I really want this card for some reason, so we are gonna go with this. So yeah, I just love parties, you know, and not like parties like clubbing. I just love, you know, the celebration in general. So how can we celebrate our achievements? Now the question, the number 3 is where can we use a little more gratitude in our life? Because yeah, also full moon is all about, oh, not all about, but one of the things that's like prevalent during full moons is the gratitude. Like, what can we be grateful for a little bit more? We are gonna draw this one. And the last question is going to be how can we bring a little more joy into our lives? I love this question because there is never enough joy, and if you have any mental health problems, like I sometimes have, you know that, yeah, we can always use a little extra joy. So how can we bring a little more joy into our life, into our lives? So, okay, let me put the deck aside for a moment. So let's look at the cards that we got. So the first one was what energy can support us throughout the summer. Yay, we got the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, 3 of Pentacles is all about growth, it's about teamwork, it's about using the resources in a way that's gonna actually help you get you to the goal. So the energy of 3 of Pentacles is also very earthly, very firm, and kind of like steady. So it's a slow kind of progress, because the suit of Earth, suit of Pentacles, is it's the slowest moving element. But I would say that this energy is actually very beneficial. So throughout the summer, there is no need to rush, you know, there's no need to rush. We can lean into this particular energy. So whatever project you have on mind, whatever you're working for, you can ask for support. You know, this energy is really keen on, you know, asking for support, going slowly, just building whatever you're trying to build, you know, like working towards your goals, but in a slow and steady way. And again, just being supported with whatever. By the way, I love this card because it really emphasizes this slow kind of progress. So you've got this, I'm just gonna put it a little bit closer. You've got these beautiful plants just trying to grow from seeds. You know, one is really small, the other one is growing, and the other one has a flower. And the person is just the lovely skeleton is just watering them patiently and just waiting for the beautiful plant to sprout. So tune into that energy this summer in case you feel overwhelmed, because, like, you know, sometimes it can kind of happen. People can get overwhelmed because they see other people, you know, I know, like partying a little too much or something, or traveling a lot, and maybe you are not partying or traveling and you might feel bad. Well, don't feel bad, okay? There are still people who don't really do that. And also, do not, just a little side advice, do not get too caught up in like social media and people's lives on social media. Just go slow, you know, just just focus on your things, be with people who are supporting you, lean on them. I'm sorry, my English failed a little bit here, but yeah, just use this beautiful energy of 3 of Pentacles this summer. Love this card, yay! Okay, let's go with the card number 2. So the card number 2, how can we celebrate our achievements? Now let's talk about celebrations. And we have Queen of Wands. Okay, I love this. It would be even funnier if you got the 4 of Wands, which is the actual celebrations card, card. But now we have Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is this figure that's really... Okay, the light went a little bit crazy, but I'm back. So Queen of Wands is basically she's very extra when it comes to, you know, I just imagined this figure from tarot in like a celebration of achievements. She would be someone, I'm saying she by the way, but the court cards should be genderless, but just so the communication is a little bit easier, I'm gonna continue saying she, okay? So she's basically someone who would not play it small, you know? She would be like, hey, you achieved all of these beautiful things. It doesn't matter small or big, doesn't matter whether you got some sort of like, you know, bigger recognition for that from someone. It doesn't matter. You can enjoy it and celebrate it nonetheless in a very, you know, extra and like special way. Like you should be really diving into those achievements, really acknowledging it for yourself, and do not shy away, you know, just do not be shy about them. You can really be honest about things you have achieved. Again, it doesn't matter whether it was something big or something small. They are your achievements, and the Queen of Wands is like this this beautiful energy push, I would say, towards these you know, celebrations of yourself. So yeah, be like Queen of Wands, just be extra, just own your achievements, and I don't know, throw yourself a party if you want, make yourself something delicious to eat or to drink, or you know, just have a lovely celebration that would make you feel like you deserve it. It's not like it would make you feel you deserve it. I'm saying you do deserve it, okay? And light is getting crazy again here. What's wrong, camera? Okay, I guess take this beautiful... Okay, it's getting even crazier. So that would be the Queen of Wands advice in this. I love this so much. Okay, moving on, we are going to go for the card number 3, which is... Where can we use more gratitude in our life? Okay, we've got 7 of Wands. I love the Wands energy, very fiery, very summer solstice-y. So where can we use more gratitude in 7 of Wands? So 7 of Wands is usually about trying to stand up for yourself when no one else is really rooting for you. It can be really lonely. You can feel like you are maybe doing something wrong because you have a passion, you have certain project in mind, you have I don't know, you just have something that drives you, but maybe no one else really understands it, but maybe other people don't really support you, which kind of drives me back to, or gets me back to this, that you should still, you know, celebrate it nonetheless. But maybe you can show more gratitude towards yourself in this case. This is what this card is making me think, because you... Like whatever the situation and whatever the support you have or not have in this case, you might, again, we might try to thank ourselves for doing the thing we are doing, for putting ourselves out there, you know, because it is not easy, you know, it's not easy to go after, for example, your dreams. It's not easy to follow your dreams. Now, another thing about me, I really love telling people to follow their dreams, because I think that's the point of life. We are here with some dreams, and we have those dreams because we are supposed to go for them, you know, we are not supposed to just suppress them. And yeah, as I was saying, it's not really easy, but I think we really need to try to show ourselves a little more gratitude in terms of that, in terms of like showing up despite maybe not having everything we might need or want, in terms of, you know, following our dreams, in terms of doing the things that we want to do, because we are our best friend in life. Or what I want to say is that we really need to be there for ourselves, you know, before other people are there, because we are the ones who are going to be with us always. Now, I have a person I love very much in my life, and he always used to tell me that you are the person who is going to be with you the entire life, so you have to love yourself. And this kind of brings me to this, like you and I mean we should try to be a little more grateful for what we are doing for ourselves, in terms of, you know, our passions, in terms of actually doing what we want and what we desire, even without maybe having the support that we might need. Okay, love this. And the last card in this particular, is this not exactly, okay, this is the perfectionist in me trying to get crazy about this. Anyway, last card, how can we bring a little more joy into our lives? So let's look at that. Okay, I love this, Ten of Pentacles. So how can we bring joy into our life? This is actually kind of funny because we got the Ten of Pentacles in the previous part of spread with the Quintessential Thoth. So yeah, I'm just gonna say we can bring more joy with trying to complete our project and trying to expand, you know, expand in terms of our material realm. And I'm just gonna go with I'm just gonna quickly mention the movement here again, okay? Because as I said, move your body, try to enjoy, you know, your body. If you can move, if you can enjoy your body, I really invite you to do that, because it's going to create this feeling of wealth, this feeling of you are actually wealthy. Now, I was talking about the fact that I don't really read the Suit of Pentacles in terms of money very often. I rather read it in terms of, you know, the material realm in general and the everything physical, so a physical body as well. So yeah, let's try again, all of us, not just you, I'm including myself in here, okay? Let's try to be, you know, let's try to enjoy our bodies, our ability to move, if you can move again, and let's try to focus on things that we actually have, you know. It can be simple things, because this is like another thought that just came to my head, also in terms of like gratitude, but this is how to bring more joy into our life. So try to see the normal things, everyday things, a little bit more joyful, you know, like having a glass of water in the morning, or having your cup of coffee, or I don't know. Those things are material indeed, and they can be so enjoyable. So like try to enjoy them, try to see abundance in your life. So I'd say this is the way how we can maybe bring a little bit more joy into our life. So this was the second part of the reading with the beautiful Santa Muerte Tarot by Fabio Listrani. Now I'm going to again take the cards away for a moment, and we are going to proceed to the last part of this beautiful what is it? Strawberry, full moon, summer solstice, Cancer season, I don't know what else. Collective reading, so let's go. Okay, so I'm back now with the messages from the Mermaids Oracle deck by Karen Kay, and I'm gonna draw just one card from this deck, sort of like for a general, well, not really a general, I have a question in mind for this one, for this particular card that we are going to draw. And this is going to be connected to the full moon, because this is the deck I used to use for the emotional kind of readings, because it's very watery. There are mermaids in here, as the name suggests, messages from the mermaids. So the question I got for this deck is what is some sort of a overall full moon, strawberry full moon advice? So again, let's clear the deck a little bit. Let's put an intention into the deck while we focus on the strawberry full moon that's actually not letting me sleep. Anyone else experience insomnia during full moons? Because it's a real thing. It's annoying. But anyway, never mind. Let's be gentle about it and let's just take a breath here. Okay. And let's see what would the general advice for this full moon in Capricorn, this strawberry full moon, be. By the way, I love the name strawberry full moon for this one. Okay, I think I'm just gonna overhand shuffle this deck. So what's the overall advice for the strawberry full moon? Let's put the deck aside and let's take a look. Acceptance. I love this. I actually got this card for myself in reading today. So cool. Oh, light is acting up again. Okay, so acceptance. So I actually got this card in a reading for myself today, and I love that I got it here now again for the collective. So, and it is about acceptance of the things that you cannot really change. Now, as I said, I'm a person who really encourages people to follow their dreams, to, you know, try to go for their goals and to, you know, take risks on things they want, because we are here to do that after all, right? We are here to live, and living, in my opinion, is, you know, enjoying life. And yeah, not like I'm a hedonist, but it's a little bit of my philosophy. But there are certain things, especially in terms of emotions, especially in terms of other people's emotions, and you might know where I'm going with this. So let's say we fell in love with someone who is not exactly on the same page, who hasn't been there. I don't know, let me know, because I have been there quite a few times now, and it's annoying. It's really yeah, but we are not gonna cry right now, right? We are going to accept this full moon, things that we cannot change, and we are gonna try to let go eventually. We didn't get the let go of card, but acceptance kind of made me think about that card as well. It kind of brings me there, you know. So let's try not to ruminate too much on things that are, you know, out of our control, out of our hands, because if you're anything like me, you might do that sometimes, and especially full moons. Oh my gosh, full moons are something that you know, full moon basically intensifies our emotions, so it can be really easy to just get lost in these emotions. It can be really easy to get entangled in them and just overthink them over and over and over. And let's try not to do that during this full moon. Let's try to accept the thing that we have to accept, and let's try to enjoy ourselves, because it's also summer solstice, and we are focusing on that, right? We are focusing on enjoying ourselves, and not so much on trying to change things that we know deep down that are unchangeable. Now, again, I'm not speaking about like your desires and your dreams, because do not ever, please give up on them, never, okay? You have to follow your dreams, you have to promise me. Okay, you don't have to, but I mean, you know what I mean, like, let's go, but let's not give up on that. Let's just accept things that we know deep down that are unchangeable, and those things are usually other people's feelings. It's just something that I feel like I needed to say here. So yeah, I guess that's a beautiful advice. Now I'm going to leave the card here actually, and I'm going to bring the second oracle deck for the second question to finish this reading with actually. So let's go. So I'm here with the Threads of Fate Lumen Edition Oracle, and for this particular deck I have another question, sort of like similar vibe, but the question is, what would be the overall advice for the summer solstice? So let's clear the deck a little bit, and let's put the intention in. So what can help us during the summer solstice? No, none of that can help us, but just what's the advice for the summer solstice? Just a very broad general question. Let's take a breath. Okay. And let's see what this deck is gonna tell us to finish this video. So what is the general advice for all of us as the collective for the summer solstice? Well, for the northern hemisphere really. Da, 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 da. No, I'm not gonna sing, I promise. So what's the general advice for the summer solstice? I'm going to put the card here, put the deck aside for a moment, and ready? Let's take a look. Oh, I love this! We've got compassion. Now this deck actually changes colors a little bit depending on the angling. So we've got compassion, and I really love this because being compassionate is actually something I've been talking about when I was drawing the tarot cards. So I think it kind of links to that, right? So try to be compassionate. I mean, let's try, me including, let's try be more compassionate with others and with ourselves as well. So do not be too harsh to yourself. I know the Cancer season, the full moon, the summer solstice, it can be an emotional mess, as I said. It really can be, and I am feeling that. I'm with you, okay? But let's try to be a little bit more compassionate. Do not be too hard on yourself. Acknowledge that feelings, again, are something that come and go. And also, let's in terms of trying to be compassionate with others, as I was speaking about with the Lovers card, let's try again all together as a collective to see us as people a little bit more like a collective and not so much like individuals in terms of in terms of maybe being like mean to each other or something. I would really appreciate people being more kind sometimes, because yeah, kindness is something I also really promote really a lot. And this card kind of makes me think about it as well. So yeah, being compassionate towards others, understanding that others can also be going through some emotional turmoil, you know, because you're not the only person that might be going through stuff, you know. Other people also go through stuff, and often we don't really put ourselves in the shoes of others, and therefore we might think that someone is, you know, either not hurting us really, but you know, someone might act a little bit distant, and maybe they are not really doing that because they want to hurt you. Maybe they are just going through stuff, and maybe they are just they just need, I don't know, space or extra support, whatever it might be. And sometimes being more compassionate would you know, help the situation in general, and I think it would also help the earth in general. So yeah, I'd say let's try to do that. Let's try to be more compassionate all together, okay? So, I really love this. I'm going to put these two beautiful cards in here, and I think I'm going to end the reading here. We've got some beautiful cards from the Thoth deck, Quintessential Thoth. We've got some beautiful cards from the Santa Muerte tarot. And we've got these two beautiful cards as a little bit of a general advice for these very emotional events that are going on in terms of astrology and in terms of astrology. Yeah, I realized I was just like thinking in my head like, okay, full moon, okay, summer solstice, okay, the what was it, Cancer season, yeah, astrological events, all of them. So yeah, in terms of astrology. So yeah, anyway, where was I? I started rambling at this point. Yeah, I apologize. So I hope you like this. I hope that you can take something out of it, you know. As I said in the beginning of the video, I try to do my readings in terms of I really try to help people out with my readings. You know, my goal is never to scare anybody with anything that might happen, hence why I don't do predictions. I try to seek aid and a little bit of support in the cards, in the energies around, in the topics, and you know, yeah, I really use cards in that way. So I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. And let me know if this is something that you might want to see a little bit more on the channel, maybe for the next bigger astrological event. I don't know. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would make me really happy. And I have more tarot and witchcraft videos coming, so I'm really looking forward for that. I'm really looking forward to see you again on the channel. And yeah, if you want to hang out with me a little longer, I invite you to watch other videos available on my channel. And I think that would be it from me for today. So I hope you're staying kind and compassionate. I hope you are taking care of yourself, especially emotionally speaking, because we are in a very crazy emotional time. But let's try to, you know, be chill about it. Let's try to enjoy ourselves. So yeah, and I am going to see you on the channel next time. Bye bye.